Albert Luke Ireland was a highly decorated United States Marine who fought in both World War II and the Korean War. Throughout his service, he would be awarded a total of 9 Purple Heart medals for wounds suffered in combat, the highest number of any Marine in US history. In early 1941, at the age of 23, the New York native began his military career by enlisting in the Royal Canadian Air Force, aspiring to become a fighter pilot, though a newly discovered sinus condition prevented him from pursuing this path, leading to his discharge in November of the same year. 5 days after the attack on Pearl Harbor, Ireland next enlisted in the United States Marine Corps, marking the beginning of his 27 months of deployment overseas, where he would serve as a machine gunner in the Pacific Theater. On the 23rd of January 1943, during the Guadalcanal campaign, Ireland was wounded for the first time when he was hit by a Japanese grenade, with shrapnel lodging in his back and left lung. Despite these injuries, he would remain on the front lines until a severe case of malaria forced his evacuation. In the spring of 1945, while serving with the 1st Battalion, 4th Marines of the 6th Marine Division during the Battle of Okinawa, he would be wounded a further 4 times, all during the fighting in an area known as Sugarloaf Hill, a heavily fortified defensive position located on the southern part of the island, near the Shuri Line. These injuries consisted of Ireland receiving shrapnel wounds on April 16th, May 22nd, and May 23rd, before lastly, in a remarkable stroke of luck, he survived being shot in the face by a sniper, escaping with the loss of only 2 teeth. From the injuries he had sustained during World War II, Ireland was awarded a total of 5 Purple Heart medals. Still carrying shrapnel in his left lung, he returned to the United States in 1945 with full disability, and spent a year receiving care at a Veterans Administration hospital. Upon the outbreak of the Korean War, Ireland re-enlisted in the Marine Corps, despite a newly enacted policy barring individuals with more than 2 Purple Hearts from combat deployment. Determined to return to the front lines, he was granted special authorization after General Clifton B. Cates intervened on his behalf, declaring simply, "If the sergeant wants to fight, let him fight." Once deployed to Korea, he would command an infantry rocket unit, serving as a squad leader with Company I, 3rd Battalion of the 5th Marines. Between the beginning of June and the end of July 1951, he was wounded several more times, receiving a gunshot wound and shrapnel injuries to his neck and both hands. On September 26, 1951, while searching for a break in a communication line, his patrol was ambushed by North Korean soldiers. Thinking quickly, Ireland ordered his men to take cover before crawling toward the enemy. Armed with a rifle and grenades, he single-handedly killed several enemies and forced the remaining attackers to retreat, and next provided covering fire while wiremen repaired the communication line. For his bravery in this action, he would be awarded the Bronze Star. By early December of 1951, he had sustained shrapnel wounds to the neck and mortar fragments to the face. And later on December 29th, he also suffered further shrapnel injuries to his face and eye, and was also simultaneously suffering from the effects of frostbite. Due to the severity and frequency of his wounds, military officials decided it was time to ship him home, despite Ireland's continued determination to remain in combat. As a result of his injuries sustained during the Korean War, he was awarded a further 4 Purple Heart medals. In 1953, he was honorably discharged, marking the end of a distinguished 12-year military career. Among his many accolades were 2 Bronze Star medals, alongside multiple campaign medals, adorned with 8 battle stars. Remarkably, in 1965, at the age of 47, still eager to serve his country, he volunteered to fight in the Vietnam War, though this time, the Marine Corps declined his request to rejoin. Having survived so many brushes with death, this remarkable Marine lived well into old age, passing away on November 16, 1997, at the age of 79. He was laid to rest at Cold Spring Cemetery in New York.